We spend a massive portion of our lives focused on the surface. We wake up and immediately begin a mental inventory of our inconveniences. We look in the mirror and obsess over a receding hairline, a broken nail, or a tooth that needs repair. We look at our bank accounts and feel a crushing weight because the numbers aren't where we want them to be. We mutter under our breath about traffic, the weather, or the fact that we feel tired. We have become experts at minimizing our own existence, shrinking our souls down to the size of our temporary problems. We act as if these minor setbacks are the defining features of our destiny, but we are forgetting the blueprint of the one who walked before us. The standard of selfless love. To truly understand how small our complaints are, we have to look at the life of Jesus Christ. We often think of him as a distant figure in a book, but we need to imagine the physical and emotional reality of his journey. Jesus did not walk this earth seeking comfort, fame, or personal gain. He lived with a level of intentionality that is almost impossible for the human mind to grasp without divine help. He loved people significantly more than he loved his own physical safety or comfort. He was fully aware from the beginning that his ultimate destination was a Roman cross. He knew he was born to pay a debt he did not owe for a people who did not even realize they were bankrupt. He didn't just die for the good people or the ones who followed him faithfully. He died for the ungrateful, the skeptics, the liars, and the backstabbers. He died for the most violent offenders and the most deceitful hearts. While we complain about a broken nail, he was preparing to have iron spikes driven through his hands. He served a purpose that transcended his own flesh, and he did it with a heart full of compassion for those who would eventually cheer for his execution. Mercy in the face of betrayal. Consider the people Jesus chose to keep in his inner circle. He didn't surround himself with perfect saints. He surrounded himself with broken humanity. Think about Judas Iscariot. Jesus was not naive. He wasn't tricked into being betrayed. He knew exactly what was in Judas's heart from the very first day. Yet, Jesus included him in the ministry, shared meals with him, and allowed him to be part of the work. He showed us that serving your purpose means being kind even to those who intend to harm you. Think about the woman often identified in tradition as Martha or Mary Magdalene, people society had discarded as sinners or prostitutes. Jesus didn't look at their past, he looked at their worth. He protected them from the stones of the self-righteous. Even in his final moments of agony, when he was being arrested, he reached out and healed the ear of one of the men who came to take him away. His focus was never on his own pain, it was always on the restoration of others. The purpose vs. the complaint. Every single one of us was placed on this earth with a specific mission. You are not an accident, and you are not here just to take up space and pay bills. However, we often miss our calling because we are too busy being offended by our circumstances. We get angry when things get worse, yet we refuse to change our perspective. We want the crown without the cross. We want the blessing without the sacrifice. Jesus was not a victim of his circumstances. He was a master of his mission. He was serving the will of his Father. When we compare our struggles to the reality of crucifixion, the most painful, humiliating, and agonizing way to die, our complaints begin to look very different. No one is asking you to die for the sins of the world. No one is asking you to endure a Roman scourge for someone who hates you. A call to spiritual maturity. It is time to wake up and realize that life is a one-time opportunity. Your hair will grow back. Your teeth can be replaced or repaired. Your bank account can fluctuate. These are temporary material things that have no bearing on the weight of your soul. When we spend our days complaining, we are essentially wasting the life that Jesus died to give us. He didn't give his life so that we could sit around and moan about our vanity. He gave his life so that we could live with power, authority, and love. You must choose a path today. You can either stay in the cycle of poor me, or you can step into the purpose that God has for you. Stop minimizing your existence by focusing on the trivial. If you are breathing, you have a purpose. If you have a voice, you have a testimony. If you have a heart that beats, you have the capacity to love someone who doesn't deserve it, just like Jesus loved you. The world is full of people who are lost, hurting, and looking for hope. If we are too busy crying over a broken nail, how can we ever reach out a hand to save someone else? We must stop being traitors to his name by living lives that look no different from those who have no hope. It is time to be bold, to be fearless, and to be the hands and feet of Christ in a world that is desperate for something real. Choose to be grateful. Choose to be a servant. Choose to stop the noise of your complaints so you can finally hear the voice of your calling. Please feel free to follow, subscribe, comment, like, and share. This helps you to stay connected to me, and it helps me to remain here creating more content for you. Thank you, love always, Maria DC Santiago.